Steinitz just went live. Another minute to go. It's going to be a little bit more low-key tonight because we're not playing a live game, at least not to start out here. A little background here. For those of you who watched the last video will understand that when I played James, we had a technical difficulty, and for some reason the game board was not being shown, and for that reason the video got actually deleted. So we're gonna show the game now just in the post-mortem. If you watch the last video, you'll see how James, a true sportsman, very classy guy, challenged me to a game, which we did play after that last video, and this is going to be the post-mortem for that game. In out of respect for my lurkers, we're waiting the last 38 seconds. A lot of them are finishing up some things right now. They're doing the last little look at Google News. Some of them are doing a little tweet. Others are looking at a Facebook page, getting a little action there, Facebook action, and then they come here the last moment so they don't lose any time. They don't want to waste their time. So 13 seconds left, and we are going to go live so we don't miss out and have any technical difficulties like we did the last time. And as far as I know, we are live, and you can see the game board, right? Okay, so there's the game board, and we're going to start the post-mortem. And here we go. James is playing white, and it's a 10-minute game compared to what I normally play. I normally play a 5-minute game. The pace kind of threw me off a little bit. James is a very highly rated player, and here we go. He started with the king pawn. We move our pawn up here. That's called the prop pawn because it props it up for the next move. Almost always you're going to just move that one up. If he retakes, you retake, and you'll find out that you have a really good position with those two queen pawns facing each other. Interesting that Lichess is telling me right now to take that pawn. I never actually knew that was a book move. I normally do take that pawn, and he retook. Lichess is telling me to move the bishop out. I normally move the knight out because they have two options. They can take the knight, which is a recommended move, and I see a lot of people will move the knight back too. If they take the knight, like James did, you end up getting this pawn structure, which is considered, a screwed up pawn structure. That's not what you really want to get in the game, according to a lot of theory. But you'll see that pawn actually prevents this knight from advancing, and I normally have good luck with that pawn structure, so I wouldn't worry about that. They were saying to move the bishop out there. I like to be a little bit more conservative, to block against an attack on this file. And they were telling me to castle, but no, I come out here and pin the knight. And you'll see here on the analysis, we're very, very, very even. We're not doing all the moves that Lichess is telling us, but we're playing an extremely even game against James, he borders on being a master. He has a very high rating. He also is a Twitch broadcaster. You can check out his channel after mine. He's in my favorites, so you can find him easy. Okay, he moved out. He developed his bishop. I castle because I'm trying to save time, which is very, very important in this game too. Much more important in the 5-minute game than in this 10-minute game. I put the question to the bishop. Playing at lower levels, some people actually leave that bishop hanging and you get a free piece, so it's not worth trying. I came out and challenged him, and he moved back instead of taking me. I don't really like to take the bishop. Lichess was saying to take that, but it opens up this file against the king, and I think it can cause a lot of heartache later. They keep trying. Now it would be okay to take the bishop, because if he gets the file open, if he gets this last file open, well, he doesn't have the rook there anymore because he's already castled. So I bring my bishop back. I'm maybe wasting a few moves here, but I'm not, at least as I waste them, I'm not damaging my position at all. And okay, I bring the knight. I have to develop that knight somewhere. He can't go there, so I bring him up there. He can come here and then later to here. Okay, and I bring my knight up to there. James is developing his queen there, getting his queen off the back rank. Interesting move. Lichess wants me to come out here. Wow. Would be an interesting move. No, I didn't play that move. No way. Okay, so that's just attacking the bishop. The bishop goes back. And I'm going to double my rooks. I'm trying to double my rooks. James didn't let me. He took me and I took him. So I'm wasting a little bit of time here because I'm taking more moves than I should for doubling the rooks. But now that was my big iffy move. James, during the chat, he said that he was actually thinking about that move, but he saw the checkmate where bishop takes this, pawn, check, and the knight's there. And he told me, well, he forgot about his bishop here, which actually protects against the mate. So he didn't do that. That's why this little dot there is showing that white is ahead by 2.4 here. If the pawn had come up, I would have had to trade, but James didn't see that, and it's because his time zone is a lot different than mine. He's a much higher rated player. He's 5 hours later than mine in my time zone, and he said, well, after the game he told me, well, that was his last game before he was going to bed, and you get lucky like that sometimes. He missed that one move. He came over here. It looks like a strong move, threatening my queen. And this is what I think this game is instructional for this one point. When you get your queen threatened like this, don't just reflexively move him. Take a little time to think. A check on the king is stronger than an attack on a queen. If you can put him in check, he needs to move out of check, or he needs to take the attacking piece. And I took that pawn, put him in check, because I don't know if you notice what James was calculating here, but that knight was pinned. You see the queen can be taken by the bishop. But if I take the queen with my bishop right now, he takes my queen, and he ends up with a good position like that. Like if I take him, he takes me. So what I did was the following. I put him in check. He retook with the pawn, and now I put him in check again with my queen, moving my queen out of danger of that knight. And now I can get the queen. So that was like a combination. He attacked my queen. He got out of the pin by moving his knight. He attacked my queen at the same time. But by first putting the check, I was able to slide my queen over, out of danger of the knight. He needs to respond to that, and then I can take the queen. So, James lost his queen there, and you can see the analysis is really, really, really low for him now. Black is really winning this game, and that was an interesting and a good game for me. I've got a queen and a rook against a rook and a knight, a bishop and a knight, and the number of pawns is about equal. So after this, it was kind of easy to to win this game. Although, like I say, James was rated higher than me, so I had to be careful. Okay, we're just kind of maneuvering here. I'm bringing my king toward the center. James attacked me, and I brought my queen down here because I'm also playing the clock right now. And if I bring my queen down there, threatening this pawn, pinning the bishop, it makes James think just a little bit more and, lose some more time. And I saw at this point that he could take this pawn. If I take his pawn, he puts me in check. The king can come out, and the king is going to end up going up behind this pawn. His knight's far away. His bishop is pinned. The rook can't really get my king. But instead of doing what Lichess told me, I'm just playing quickly. I blocked off that file by moving my pawn up. I don't know why James did that. Maybe, like I say, he was getting tired, but I took the knight. It's basically kind of over now for white, and James resigned. He was a really good sport, classy guy. Check out his channel. I couldn't recommend a better YouTube broadcaster. Check out James. I hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll see you around.